So this is our newbie bloggers, and we're talking today about creating and monetizing a whole blog post. So some of you have been with me before, but I have some great stuff to talk about today. But first of all, I just want to give an overview of what we do in this particular course. Throughout the year, we started with how to create your blog name and then what platform you should put your blog on. From there, we talked about customizing it. In case you have other products, you can kind of make them all look the same, branding, if you will, when we talk about customizing. For example, when we see a brand out there in this world, just from the branding, we know what company it is because they have the same colors or whatever, the same logos. And so we know what company we're talking about whenever we see someone's brand. And then we talk about actually writing the blog post and then getting them published up into that platform, and then how to promote those. How are we going to promote them so that folks can see them? And we've had some folks in the past that said, oh, I don't like to be on social media, and that's okay. Because as soon as you publish your blog on a platform, it's out there on the internet. And I don't know about you, but I Google all the time to search for things like, I use this as my example all the time. How do you can tomatoes? And you type that in the search bar and all of these articles come up on how to can tomatoes. Well, 9 times out of 10, those are blog posts that someone blogged about that somewhere, or they wrote an article in a magazine, but somehow it got on a digital platform on the internet. So as soon as you publish your blog post, they will be out there, whether you're on social media or not. And I don't know about you, but again, if I want to learn how to can tomatoes, I don't go to Facebook and type in, how do I can tomatoes? I go right to the internet and type it in the search bar. So just because you're not on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or any of those social platforms doesn't mean that your blog post won't get found. And when folks finally start to get to know, like, and trust you, reading your blog post, they're like, oh, I like this girl. Let me save this so that anything she publishes, I can read. And so I don't know about you, but again, when I search for something, if I read something and I just feel really connected to that writer, then I do want to subscribe. And I want to subscribe so that I see what they're going to talk about next, because I like where they're going with their conversation. And that's how people get to know, like, and trust you. But then from there, it's like, how do you monetize all of that? And so we go through it every 6 months. We start in January and go through the name, the platform, the customizing, the writing, the promoting, and then finally the monetizing every 6 months. And so then in July, we started over. And so here in December, we're talking about monetizing because we're at the end of that six point series. And so in January, we start from the top again. So this is perfect timing for you to jump in. And I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping. We are changing from our Friday morning format. For those of you that don't know, I run a guest house, a bed and breakfast out of my home. And we've got Centauria. Centauria, thank you for joining us. I'm going to send you the link if you want to come up and chat, and you are welcome to just turn your microphone on and leave your video off if you prefer, or you can, like myself and Carolyn, you can turn both on. So it's up to you if you want to come up, but I will allow you that you can chat with us. Oh, and here's Deb. Oh, we're going to let these folks in here. Yes. So Deb, come on up. We've got Centauria and Carolyn and Sylvia. And okay, so Centauria, you're fine. You can just unmute on your microphone whenever you want to chat. And that way we can get to know you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being with us. Yes. And let's see if Deb, are you coming up maybe? I thought I saw that you were. I'll give you the link there again just in case. So Deb, I definitely want you to be able to chat with us, but come on up if you want to show your beautiful face to us today. So anyway, and you see that Centauria has her picture. If you go in your Zoom profile and include, not while we're on the call, but after we're all done today, if you want to go into your profile on Zoom, you can add your picture there. And Deb declined as well. But Deb, you can unmute and we can still chat with you. But you can add your picture, and then that way, if you don't come up as a panelist, your picture shows like Centauria's. And mine's the same way. So if I turn off my camera, my picture's there. Okay. And so you can do that yourself on your own profile in your Zoom call. And that way, if you participate in more Zoom calls, your picture shows up instead of just your name in the middle of the screen. So that's just a little side note there. So anyway, there are 5 of us on today. So again, welcome. I was just describing how we go through setting up an entire blog. And finally, the 6th lesson is on monetizing, which is what we're on today. And then in January, our format changes. And what I was saying is, for those of you that don't know, I run a guest house, a bed and breakfast out of my home. And sometimes Friday mornings gets a little busy for me. And it's hard for me to break away at 10 a.m. because that's right when guests are moving around and checking out and have questions and that sort of thing. So Monday is my slowest day that I don't have that much to do. So mark your calendar. Starting in January, we are going to be on Monday at noon. Now, I picked at noon because we have some gals that are working, and that way even the Friday at 10 was a little tough for them. And so a noon time on Eastern time is good for those that are in my area. I'm on Eastern time because they can tap in during their lunch if they're still, doing that, 9 to 5 punching the time clock. So so if any of you are still working, hopefully that'll work out for you. Now in January, we're going to meet on January 15th. And it's all about writers and authors. And so we're going to talk to some other authors as well. For those of us that are blogging, sometimes we're writers at heart, and that's why we want to create a blog. We want to write a blog because we love to write. And so we're going to be talking about the whole gamut of writing. And we're going to be talking about if you want to publish a book, or if you want to publish a short story, or an ebook, or a blog. And so all of it kind of has the same formula. But today we're going to talk just about blogging. So January 15th is our first, because New Year's Day falls on a Monday. But after that, in January, you can mark down the 2nd Monday of every month. So starting in February, it will be the 2nd Monday. January is the only one that it hits the 3rd Monday, because the 1st, New Year's Day, is on a Monday. Nobody wants to talk to me on New Year's Day. So January 15th, and then after that, it goes to February 12th, and thereafter, it's always going to be the 2nd Monday at noon. So mark your calendars. Now, if you look at the chat and scroll to the beginning of the chat where I said, welcome everyone, there is my electronic business card. It is a Linktree/Kathy Benner. And there is a calendar link right there on my business card. And the easy way, if you go, oh, now what was that Zoom code? And when did she say it was? You can just follow the calendar. That's the easy way. And I can show you what that looks like in a little bit. So anyway, I want to say welcome. And the first thing that I want to do is, and I chatted a little bit with Carolyn, but I want to find out where everyone is coming to us from. And I am in Columbus, Ohio, currently, just outside of Columbus, in Canal, Winchester, where I have my guest house, bed and breakfast. And I have a condo also in Sarasota. And so that's a great segue, because Carolyn is already in Florida. And Carolyn, tell us where you are coming to us from, and are you already blogging? And if so, what is the name of your blog?
I'm not blogging.
Okay.
I'm in Fort Myers, Florida for 6 months, and we will return to Columbus in April.
Okay.
I'm not blogging, but I do like to learn new things, and I'm an artist. And so sometimes I get into a slump or have an artist block, and I thought perhaps I would blog about that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I like to learn things, and I've always been interested in blogs, so that's why I'm doing this.
Okay, well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Sylvia, how about you? Tell us, the group, we have some new ones on today that maybe haven't heard you before. So Sylvia, tell us where you're coming to us from and what you're blogging about.
Well, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and unlike you, I'm really in Columbus, Ohio. And
yeah, I'm in the turtleneck today. Yeah.
I'm well, you said you're in Canal, Winchester. That's a suburb of Columbus. I'm not in a suburb. I'm actually in the city of Columbus. I'm
Okay.
I'm not blogging yet, but I'm working on it. It's called My Life and Dogs.
Okay.
And it's a sort of a memoir broken up into little episodes, just little interesting, I hope interesting episodes about my funny things, interesting things, amazing things that have happened in my life, where I've been very involved with dogs and dog shows and dog sports and dog breeding and so on. That's where I am. And so yeah, I'm working on getting those 10 posts ready so that I can
Okay.
launch it.
We talked about earlier, what Sylvia is referring to is we talked about earlier when you're ready to write and publish, to maybe get ahead about 10 posts so that when you publish with 10 posts on the platform. And the reason that we talk about that is, again, when I find somebody's article and I go, oh my gosh, I love how this person writes. I love how they think. I feel connected. I want to connect with them. And then when I try to subscribe, they're like a one post wonder. There's like nothing else to connect to. And so it makes me feel like, well, maybe they're not really, really blogging yet. Maybe they just tried it. And I have a tendency to not circle back to them because I'm thinking that they're not a real serious blogger. And it's just a feeling that your readers kind of have if you just have one single post and that's all that's on your blog. So that's why we recommend that you do about 10 posts. And then when you publish the first 10 all at one time. And that's what Sylvia was referring to. So good for you, Sylvia. I love it. Centauria, how about you? Where are you coming to us from? And are you blogging?
Hi, I'm coming to you from Gracia, Costa Rica, and I am not blogging. I have blogged several times. I'm having a block, so I
Okay.
thought I'd jump on for inspiration.
Well, I've got a great tool for you. So perfect.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Excited
it.
to be here.
Yeah. Now, do you have are you far enough ahead that you have a blog name already and you know what you want to blog about, the topics?
No, I don't have a blog name already.
Okay.
And I've got a few topics in mind. I'm just, right now I'm all over the place. Mentally, I'll start something, I don't finish. I've started something, I don't finish. I wrote 2 books using Chat GPT, but I'm not published them yet because I'm still critiquing them. And
I get
so
it.
I'm just stuck right now.
I get it. I get it. We're going to talk about that. I love that. I love that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. And now, are you on a totally different time zone from us? I haven't looked up.
Yes. It's 9, just so it's an hour. You guys just had a time change.
Yep.
So you were 2 hours difference and now you're just 1, so it's not that bad.
Okay. Perfect. Well, don't forget, mark your calendar in January. We're going to go to that second Monday at noon, except in January because of the 1st. So we'll be on the 3rd Monday that one time. But anyway, join us and make sure you mark your calendar and copy my link there, that link tree that's in the chat. Just copy and paste that somewhere. You can copy and paste it over. I don't know if you've got a calendar, an online calendar or whatever, but anyhow, make a note of that link and just follow the calendar if you forget.
I will. I just had a difficult time getting on this morning because it's been a long time since I've been on, and I last minute said, "Oh, that's right. I know the meeting's on Friday, so I'm going to jump on." Okay. When I was in Gahanna several months ago, I jumped on and attended a few of them, but I've been here for probably about 6 months now. So,
I love it. Now, do you are like Carolyn? Do you just snowbird there, or do you have a place there? Are you moving there?
I actually have a place here.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, and I don't know when I'm going to have to go back. to Ohio because I've got a 96-year-old father that we had to just put him in for a nursing home, but I think that's temporary. You know, he caught pneumonia and things like that. But my mom's 92, so she needs some help. So I really don't want to go back while the weather's cold, but I might have to go back and spend a few months there before I come back here.
Now, do you have a place here?
I have a place in Gahanna.
Okay.
Okay, I have a place in Gahanna that I'm gonna have to jump on because I think when I'm gone, I'm gonna be interested in Airbnb that place. And I think if I'm correct, you have
I do.
something about Airbnbs, and I really am trying to gather as much information about that. So I'm gonna have to look that up, and I need to join that session. So when I'm gone, you know, I've got some things to take care of, obviously, to get it prepared to Airbnb, but when I'm gone, I stay for maybe a year or two. Like I've been here for 3 years. I've been here for 3 years.
Okay.
But I
So
go back and visit
you're
family.
getting into the groove. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Okay.
For those of you that are listening, if you just put Monday at noon on your calendar, it's going to be the same Zoom link for every single thing that I teach. I'm trying to simplify and streamline that because people are scrambling around going, now what Zoom link is it for the Airbnbs and what Zoom link is it for the blog and what Zoom, it's going to be the same Zoom link in January for everything. And if you tap in on Mondays at noon, you can, and again, follow my calendar, you can pick and choose whatever topic you want to listen to. So Centauri, I'm going to make it easy for you. Once you go to my calendar and get that link, all you have to do is just plug that in. And it'll be easy peasy for you to get on every Monday at noon. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can listen to as many topics as you want. I want to make it available. My goal in 2024 is to give more and to show up filled up and give more to as many people as I can and to make as many impacts around the world as I can. So that's my goal for 2024. Deb, one of my favorite people in the whole world is on. Deb, tell us where you're coming to us from. Don't forget to unmute and tell us where you're coming to us from. And are you blogging yet? Deb, we see you're there. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Okay. Sorry, my phone rang on the car at the same time that you were talking, and I had to pull over.
I get it.
And I kind of look like a drowned rat because I've been out in the rain.
Oh, I know it's raining here. I know. So tell the folks where you are and are you blogging?
I am from your area, Canal Winchester in Ohio. I've been playing around with different names, and with each name, I've tried to write down a page worth of stuff just to see how I feel about it. So I'm kind of playing with that area to see which area that I feel like I would be able to continue with a blog and not just do one and then not be able to continue with it. So I've got 4 different names right now, which I can't get to them right now because they're in the back.
Okay.
In my notebook.
Okay. But you're sorting through that and you're working through that, and that's good.
Yes.
All right. I love it. I love it. So again, welcome everyone. And the first thing that I want to do is I just want to share my screen and bear with me because I don't have it pulled up. So I'm going to have to pull it up here. And whoops, as I can't type this morning. I want to actually show you, this is what my link tree looks like. And so again, you can see here in the URL, if anybody wants to copy and paste that up there, it has the full link, the HTTPS up here in the URL. So feel free to copy and paste that. But when you come down my link tree, this is my electronic business card. Here is my event tab. When you click on that event tab, it shows up in calendar format. So it's really easy. And so right now, and bear with me here till I have to move our faces around a little bit. When I click over, you can see here when we get started, here is authors and writers here on the 15th. And when you click on that, it gives you the actual registration right here. It's all right here. This is how you get Just put that in your browser and you get the link to come right into the meeting. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know this is an easy way, and you can join any of these that you like. It's totally up to you, whatever works for you. And let's see, where are we today? I'm looking to see if mine actually shows on today's call, and I don't see it. But anyway, that's the link tree. So feel free to tap into that and just follow that all the way through on any of the call. And you're welcome to join any Monday. So that's the link tree. The next thing I want to talk about is I just want to give an overview of the blogging for those of you that are joining for the first time. We talk about a blog name, and I'm just going to do a sentence or two for each topic. So on a blog name, I recommend that you create this umbrella. You think of it like an umbrella, and you think, what are all the things that I want to talk about? And list every single thing that you think that you might want to talk about. It's all your passions, your hobbies. You know, do you want to, like me, do I want to talk about real estate? I want to talk about blogging. I want to talk about being healthy. I love hiking. I love biking. I love ballroom dancing. I love short-term rentals, long-term rentals. So anyway, once I listed all that stuff, I thought, good Lord, what does all of that have in common? You know, I'm all over the map, as we all are. We all have a lot of interest. And so what I did is I thought, what is the common thread that I could weave down through all of those topics? And the common thread was that I wanted to have passive income. So hence I became a passive income coach. You see right here on my little Hollywood square, it says passive income coach. And now I'm even upgrading that because action comes first, clarity comes second. And now I know a lot of you think, well, once I get clear on it, then I'll take some action. Action comes first, clarity comes second. So don't forget that. So now that I've been at this for a minute or two, I actually prefer being more of a mentor than a coach. And you say, oh, well, what's the difference? Well, a mentor kind of comes alongside folks and helps guide them into wherever they want to go. Whereas a coach is kind of like telling them, here's the map. We're going to plan it out for you. And I actually prefer to be a mentor. So I am in the process of changing my wording on a lot of my products to be a passive income mentor instead of a passive income coach. Because again, once I took action, see, now I have more clarity. So action comes first and clarity comes second. And so once you start down that path of what you're going to write about, it's okay if it's messy on the front end. It's okay. It's all right. This is the time to be messy when you don't have a big audience, you know, and then you'll get more clarity. And by the time you start to actually, you know, bring in your tribe will find you. And once your tribe starts finding you, you will have already found a lot more of your clarity. So it's okay to start messy. Because if we wait for it to be perfect, we'll never pull the trigger. We'll never start. We keep thinking, oh, I got to be more clear. So just start, and you'll get clarity. So once I looked at what is the thread that comes down through all of those, and I thought, well, it's all about passive income. And I realized people don't go out and search for passive income. People go out and search because they want to have a free lifestyle. The passive income simply supports their freedom. And so when folks want to get into real estate, now they might like Deb, they might love real estate. She's a realtor, by the way. They might love real estate, and I love real estate, but it's more than loving the real estate. It's loving the freedom that comes from passive income, and my passive income can come from my real estate. Well, back in the day, I owned 5 different beauty salons. And I loved everything about the beauty business except the hours. It was grueling. I was doing 12-hour days. I did that for 25 years. And I ran by the calendar, you know, every appointment, every hour on the hour. And I had to be there whether I was sick or not sick or whatever. I had to show up. And long story short, when I finally was at a place because of my real estate where I could retire, then I was like, okay, I want the freedom. And so once I saw everything I wanted to write about, and I love to travel. and I love to be active, and I love the real estate, and I love the writing piece, and I love networking. And I thought, well, all of that can come under the umbrella of freestyle living. And so I named my blog Freestyle Living, and it is a life blog. It is a lifestyle blog. So I can blog about my latest travel. I can blog about my latest real estate purchase. I can blog about my latest blog. I can blog about health. I can blog about wellness. I can blog about a book that I'm going to publish. Centauria has some books ready to go. See, I can blog about all those things because it's a lifestyle blog. And it comes under that umbrella of freestyle living. So the only thing that I have to do is every time I write a blog post is to weave in the freestyle living somewhere. And that is the thread that connects it together. I hope that's helpful for some of you. So you have to find the thread that connects your blog together on all the different topics you want to blog about, but don't think too small. And here's my example. When I named my beauty salon at the very beginning, I named it all about nails because I was a nail tech. Well, guess what? 6 weeks into me launching, I had a stylist come and say, do you hire any hairstylists? And I'm like, no, we're all about nails. That was the name of the salon, all about nails. So 6 weeks in, I had to change the name of the salon because I realized that it was to my advantage to have a hairstylist in there. So I went back and changed the name to All About You Salon Suites and hired the stylist. And so I'm just saying, don't think too small. Don't think too small. Don't name your blog something that you wish you would have had a broader name so that you could encompass more topics. And Centauria, I see your hand. What is your question?
Okay, so I'm having a problem finding the thread. I'm not even able to comprehend what you're saying about action comes first, clarity comes second, because when in my mind, I look at that and all the little mini blogs that I have, it tells me I'm wishy-washy. That's what this is what I'm seeing, you know, I mean, I'm thinking this way and then I'll have another thought and I can't thread those topics together without sounding like it's a mess. You know, I mean, I used to like travel. I mean, and it's not that I don't like travel, but I like getting there. And I think it's because of my age, because as I get older, you know, travel has changed tremendously. So when I was in my youth,
right,
and now with this TSA and this, you can't take this and you can't do that, and everybody goes through my luggage and you know, I'm putting stuff in bag. I mean, you know, I'm a professional packer. Okay, because I know what they're going to go through. I know what they're not going to screw the lid on correctly. And so, but I love getting to the destination. And so I have all these like trips planned. Like right now, I want to go to Japan. However, my thought is I don't look at Japan and the joy of the trip. I'm looking at, oh my God, is that a 19-hour flight? See, this is where my mind's going. How long am I going to have to stay on that airplane? How long is that flight going to be? And is my body going to be able to sustain? So yeah, I'm having an issue.
I just got back from Italy. It was 21 hours of me getting home.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what my point is. But my threads aren't going. I know what I want to do, and I know the things I want to see. I mean, I have like a bucket list here of places that I want to go. But
all right, well, let's talk about it. Tell me some of the topics. You've got a bunch of topics there, and let's just workshop this a little bit so the rest of the folks on the call can see how we do it. Tell me your topics.
Okay, so believe it or not, my books are about the one is called it's designing your life, a beer budget and with champagne taste. That's what it is.
Okay.
And that's all about, you know, designing your life and with on a beer budget, and but you have champagne taste. I even have one out about you know, the things that you need to do when you're starting to it's like build a home and things, you know, to do as far as looking for financing and different options that are out there. That's one thing. And then I
Okay.
have like this bucket list of travel places that I would like to go to. That's another
Okay.
thing, you know, and then various different things. It was all about mindset. I got caught up on this mindset thing. So
We're
I'm
going to
just
talk
like,
about that today.
yeah,
I
I'm just
love it. I
always,
love it. I already have your blog. I'm ready.
oh,
Are
well,
you ready?
well, there you go. You're
Are
ahead of
you
me.
ready?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Getting there with Centauria Lucas.
Getting there. It's a bumpy ride. It's a bumpy ride.
But that your title can be Getting There
Uh-huh.
by Centauria Lucas, and then you can have your tagline be whatever. You can work on your tagline. Like sometimes it's a bumpy ride.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But again, see what I did there is you have a beer budget but a champagne taste. Let me
Yes.
show you how you're getting there. You want to start building a home? Let me show you how you can get there. Let me show you getting there. You have travel places you want to go? Let me help you get there. I'm going to show you Getting There by Centauria Lucas. You want to change your mindset? Getting There by Centauria Lucas.
Okay. All right. I'm
You,
gonna
you
go with
see,
that. Thank you.
you
Yeah,
see
I
where I'm
get it. Okay,
now.
I get it.
That's just an idea where we took that umbrella
Mm-hmm.
and you actually use the phrase getting there early on. So that is going to be something that's in your wheelhouse because
Mm-hmm.
you even said that a couple of times, which is I picked up on that just
I
from
didn't even realize it.
you said I'm just I just want to get there. I'm
Yeah, I just want to
more
get there.
interested in getting there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so if you're interested in getting there, whether it be your beer budget and champagne taste, or whether it be starting about building or travel plans or mindset change, and your focus is on getting there, well then your tribe that will find you, that's what their focus is. And when they find you, they're going to say, oh, here's a girl that gets me. Centauria
Wow.
understands me because also
Wow.
I'm worried about getting there, and she's got a whole blog about getting there.
You know what? That is absolutely great. I just it just didn't I couldn't find the thread to get there, and that's very helpful because now I realize I can put all the things in that are going on in my head. You know, people say, "Oh, Centauria, it's wonderful," because see, when I'm traveling and I'm alone, sometimes it's nice to just have one other person with you. But I feel like if I sit back and I wait for someone to feel or to fit into my dream or my vision for my life, I'll never do anything. I'll just sit back and I'll stay in one place. And if it's something that I want to do, I have to go after it. And if someone wants to follow, that's great. But I only get one chance at this life, and I've got to make the best out of it.
Well, you put those articles together, you are ready to find a platform and publish those. And it's all about getting there with Centauria Lucas.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. That's so helpful. And now I'm a little bit more motivated. Before I was just like, oh my God, I'm a mess, you know?
Well, now we're going to talk about mindset for just a moment, and because that's
Okay.
so important. And so the
Great.
first thing that I want to say is so many of us spend 20% of our time planning and then 80% doing. And we're out there pushing and pushing and doing and doing. And I don't know about you, and with all of our age group that we're in here today, but I can remember back over the years, early on, I was working 2 minimum wage jobs, and I would try to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon to get ready for my second job. And sometimes I would wake up and not remember what job I was getting ready for. I would have to stop and shake my head and think, okay, now what? It's 5 o'clock. Is it 5 a.m. or is it 5 p.m.? Because I had blackout curtains on my windows so that I could sleep during the day when I had the night job. And it was, I was seeing myself coming and going. And I certainly was spending more than 80% of my time pushing, trying to make things happen and trying to pay the bills and trying to keep the car running and trying to take care of the baby. And, I remember those days. And so I'm here to say, let's shift that. Let's spend 80% of our time working on ourselves and 20% of the time doing. Let's just take a deep breath and spend 80% of our time working on ourselves. And now let me show you a nice little tool to work on yourself. We all know what compound interest is. You know, put money in the bank and it compounds and compounds and compounds. And yes, shift to the 80-20. Yes, Centauria, that's exactly right. And this is a mindset practice. And Centauria, you're writing a little bit about mindset. So shift to the 80-20 and shift it to where you're working 80% on yourself and 20% on the push, on making something happen. And then let's go back to the 2% rule. Have you heard about this one, Centauria? If you've studied mindset change, you may already know this one too. The 2% rule is it's going to work like, yes, it's just going to work like the compound interest. You're going to say, what am I going to focus on today? And if I just do 2% better today than I did yesterday, that's all, just 2%. Don't sit down and say, I'm going to launch 10 blog posts by tomorrow at noon. Just say, I'm going to do 2% better today than I did yesterday on this one thing, just this one thing that I'm focused on. And if the one thing is getting your blog, remember, action comes first, clarity comes second. And if you go, okay, I don't quite have the clarity, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick a platform and I'm going to post my first blog. Now, for those of you, I just want you to know, once you choose your platform and you upload your first blog, you don't have to hit the publish button. You can put it up there. You can preview it. You can see what it looks like. You can say, oh, I don't like that color. I want to change the color of the border to be better in my branding. You know, I want it to speak to folks. I want it to be me. I want it to be authentic. You don't have to hit the publish button, and you can keep, you know, every couple of days say, I'm just going to upload another blog. And then when you finally get 10 there on your platform, then you can publish. And it's not carved in stone. Once you publish a blog, there's still an edit button. If you go back later and go, oh my gosh, I misspelled that word, go fix it. There's an edit button. It's okay. But be messy now before you have 10,000 followers. See, you've got to start. And so just 2%. So the 2% rule is just let it compound each day. So now 80% of the time you're working on yourself and on your mindset. And so let me give you an example. Let's say that the thing you're going to focus on is that you're going to learn to ski. And you tell yourself, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard. And my uncle broke his leg a couple of years ago skiing. And I don't know, it's going to be so hard and it's going to be so cold. And so by the time you get to the top of the mountain, you're having second thoughts. You're thinking, what am I even doing up here? But what if instead of that, you said to yourself, I am going to learn to ski and this is going to be easy for me. And I'm going to be really good at it. And when I get to the top of the mountain, if I fall down, everybody falls down when they learn. It's okay. You know, if I fall down, that's okay. If my first blog post is a little messy, that's okay. Everybody's first blog post is a little messy, but I'm going to be really good at it. And I'm going to just start and I'm going to focus on that. And, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, you do a little bit better each day, 2% better each day. Next thing you know, you're a skier or you're a blogger or whatever it is that you're focused on. And you just work at 2% and you just tell yourself every day, I'm going to be really good at this. Because remember, you're going to work 80% on your mindset and only 20% on the doing. And so you're going to tell yourself, I can do this and I'm going to be really good at this. And my tribe is going to find me. And I don't have to push. I don't have to pound the square peg in the round hole or the round peg in the square hole. I don't have to make it fit. It's going to automatically flow because I am going to be really good at this and I'm going to take my time and I'm only going to do 2% better each day. Is that helpful?
Extremely.
Okay. And Centauria, if you're talking about mindset, this is right up your alley. So
yes. Exactly.
All right. So today we're talking about how to monetize your blog, because at the end of the day, we want to have that passive income. And remember, I haven't changed. I need to change my profile right here. I'm a passive income mentor. And so the number one way to monetize your blog is by an affiliate link. And so for you gals, let me ask you, okay, I don't, some of you may not know how to raise your hand here in this, there's a bar where you can raise your hand, but tell me out loud, how many have ordered from Amazon in the last week? Sylvia, Deb, either of you order from Amazon? Yeah, Sylvia, have you ordered from Amazon in the last week? Sylvia might be multitasking. I know I have. So all of us have said yes, except Sylvia.
Yes,
So,
I have.
okay, yes, she has. All right. So you see where I'm going with this. You see where I am going with this. Everyone has ordered from Amazon. Did you know, and this is going to be huge, did you know that if you scroll to the bottom of your Amazon profile, when you open up your Amazon, there is a place where you can officially ask for an affiliate link. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. You click through on that and they will give you an affiliate link. And then when you blog, all you have to do is, and we talk about this in Build a Better Business, which I'm kind of segueing over to a different course that I teach called Build a Better Business. Our story, which blogging is all about, our story is our marketing. And so let me tell you this. Let's say that I lose 50 pounds. God only knows I would love to lose 50 pounds, but but let's say I lose 50 pounds. And now I walk in and everybody says to me, "Oh my God, Kathy, what are you doing?" And I go, "Oh, I found this great product, here it is. And I just, take this once a day," or what, and people see the change in me. I'm excited because of the change in me. I'm authentic about it because this is what I'm really doing. And everybody in my circle now wants to order whatever it is I'm doing because my story was my marketing. Now, if I just walked in and said, "Hey, y'all need to buy this," they would go, "Why?" It was my story. That was my marketing. So when you have a blog post, you have the perfect platform to tell your story. You can tell your story around, and again, with a lifestyle blog, you're simply going to tell your story that goes with your lifestyle. So for example, when I first started my first podcast, everybody said, "Oh, you got to have one of those light rings, and then you need a green screen behind you so that you can have a virtual background," which is what this is, by the way. And they said, "You got to have all this stuff." And I thought, really? And so I went on Amazon and I found my light ring and I found my greens. It was just a green sheet that you hang on this holder, like a curtain rod thing. And then I could podcast. And so I blogged about it and I said, "Hey, I'm starting my podcast." Because again, it's a lifestyle blog. I'm just talking about what I'm doing. I'm talking about freestyle living. Hey, I can blog from anywhere in the world. This is my freestyle life. And I can podcast from anywhere in the world. And I just bought my light ring and my green screen. And under the sentence where I said I just bought my light ring and green screen, I highlighted that sentence in my blog and put my Amazon affiliate link. I made $5,000 that week.
Wow.
From people buying because I had an audience of podcasters. I was teaching a podcasting class just like this blogging class. And so they all went out and bought a light ring and green screen. And I got paid. Now, here's the sweet spot with Amazon. How many times have you go on Amazon? Now, right here, just 5 of us, we've all ordered from Amazon in the last week. How many times when you go on Amazon, it says people that bought this also liked this and this and this and this across the bottom because they're a marketing tool. Centauria says that her internet's a little unstable. She's coming to us from out of the country. So anyway, if that happens, just come back on, Centauria. Just sign back in. But anyhow, when you go to Amazon and it says people that bought this also like these other things, and you go, oh yeah, I got the light ring and I got the green screen and it's a podcast. Maybe I do need a better microphone. So now I go ahead and buy the microphone. Well, guess what? Oh, well, I'm on Amazon. You know what? I need toilet paper and paper towels. I'll just throw that on there. That way it'll all just come at the same time. Oh, and batteries. Yeah, I do need some new batteries. Yeah. And oh, ordered before. Yeah, I got my vitamins there last month. Yeah, I am getting low. Maybe I'll just go ahead and throw those on there. You get paid for everything they ordered through your affiliate link, even if it was not the thing you mentioned in your blog post. You get paid for the entire order. Now that's the sweet spot with Amazon. Now that's the upside. The downside is that you have to have somebody place an order through your affiliate link every so often, or your affiliate link goes dormant. And once your affiliate link goes dormant, then those links back in those earlier blogs won't work anymore. So then if you sign up for a new affiliate link, you've got to remember to go back and update your link in all of those old blogs. So the answer is you don't want your affiliate link to go dormant. So now you have to find someone, and here's the hack. You have to find someone that is not related to you, does not have your same mailing address or email or even physical address of shipping. Find somebody totally unrelated to you and just tell them that, hey, every time you order from Amazon, just order through my link and I'll order through yours. And so a group like this is perfect because you can tag team with somebody in the group that is totally unrelated to you. And that way they just order through your affiliate link, you order through theirs, and it keeps your affiliate links active. Because I don't know about you, but I'm ordering from Amazon and I really don't care who gets paid a commission on my order, because it doesn't cost me as the buyer anything additional to be ordering through somebody's affiliate link. But it could be huge for them. And so you can create those relationships in by networking, and that way you can keep each other's affiliate links open. Does that make sense to everybody? And so that's the first, easiest, fastest way to monetize your blog, is to simply, whatever it is that you're talking about or buying anyway, just weave that into, like for Centauria, getting there with Centauria Lucas, I ordered a new suitcase because by golly, I'm going to Japan, and affiliate link that suitcase over to Amazon. And after a while, see, your tribe that finds you will be the folks that are loving your lifestyle, because it's either the lifestyle they have or the lifestyle they want, and they connect with you in some way. And then they're like, well, if Centauria's buying that suitcase, I know I'm buying it because she's my girl. She, I'm following her. And so if that's her choice, that's going to, why should I even shop? That's going to be my choice. So you see how that works. All right. Questions or comments about Amazon before we move on? Anyone?
No, that's great. But I didn't know that I had to, if it goes dormant, that I have to do anything special, that I never thought about the link would not work. So because I am an affiliate, I do affiliate marketing with not just Amazon. I do affiliate marketing with anybody and everybody that offers affiliate marketing.
Me too.
It didn't hurt. I just click on it, and then if I
Me too.
qualify, I qualify. I mean,
But
so
the thing is
sends me money.
yeah, you've got to read the fine print though, because a lot of them say if an order doesn't come through, some of the like publishing companies, they want one a year. But Amazon, and don't quote me because again, they update their criteria sometimes. So double check it. But I want to say it's 90 days. That an order has to come through every 90 days to keep you active. So all I'm saying is that when you sign up for an affiliate link, double check the fine print and then create a way to keep it active, whether it be somebody else orders through your link, or whether you run off of a calendar and you just flag your calendar that, hey, somebody has to order, by this date or my link goes dormant. Because what you don't want to have happen is that you don't want to have your blog post out there and then somebody click through and it not work. Right. Because then that's frustrating. And then that reflects on you and they're like, oh, she must not really be active here because her links aren't working.
Right, okay.
And then,
okay.
and then that kind of repels people. They kind of think, well, maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'll follow somebody else.
Right, okay, sounds
Yeah. So
good.
just make sure. And every so often I go back through and double check my links. And when you get busy enough, like, I'm running a lot of real estate properties, and I'm running some in-person groups, and I'm running these virtual groups. And so I do have a virtual assistant, and every so often I'll say, hey, go check my links. That's your
Okay,
job
right.
for this week, is check my links, make sure that all my links, make sure there's no broken links.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
I have a question.
Yes.
Um, when you publish a blog, generally, how long is each posting? Is it like a paragraph, or is it on and on and on, or?
No, they recommend about 250 words. But again, you can Google search that on what's too long, what's too short. Because again, you're going to be creating your style, and so you want to just kind of keep everything in your style.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. But at some point it becomes a novella. And then at some point it becomes a short story. So be careful with that. A blog post is to inform, but I've seen I've seen 15 ways to blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, wow, 15, that's a little long,
That's
maybe
long.
for
Yeah,
a blog post. So you just want to be careful and make sure that it fits your style. But if you're an educational blog post, if that's your thing, and you're out there to educate, and you do need a little bit longer space, then that's what your tribe is expecting from you.
right.
Yeah. So again, start first, clarity will come second. And you can always go back and edit. If you go, wow, that one really was a little too long, let me go back and shorten that up a bit. You can do that. It's not carved in stone where you can't, stop altogether. You can just go fix it. The other way to monetize is that you can do Google ads. And that's not my favorite, because I don't want to pay, to get started, because I want my business to kind of grow organically. And so I've not done pay per click, but you can do a pay per click, where every time somebody clicks, if Google is allowed to run an ad on your blog, then anytime anybody clicks there, you get paid. And that's what a pay per click ad is, where you're advertising for someone else. And so be prepared, because as your blog attracts readers and your tribe starts to find you, companies are going to start wanting to advertise, because they want to get in front of your readers. And so if, let's say, for example, you're writing a lot about travel, you might have a travel company want to advertise. Now, the only thing that I want to say to you is just be sure that you believe in the company, because it will reflect on you. You don't want to just say, oh, I get paid, I'm going to let them advertise, and you don't know anything about them. Then maybe they're kind of, not ethically what maybe you want to be aligned with. So just make sure that you're aligned with whatever company wants to advertise with you. Make sure you're aligned with their business practices, that you believe in them, and that you can feel comfortable endorsing them, because that's basically what you're doing, is that you're saying, yeah, hey, use this company. They're on my blog site, so use them. And then anytime somebody reads your blog and then they click on that ad, you get paid. So that's a way to monetize as well. Now, further monetizing, you can, if you are up for it, and depending on your background and what you want to do, you can create a course. And for example, we heard Centauria talk about me having, the B&B course, how to start a short-term rental. I actually have an entire course on that. So if I talk about that in my blog, I can actually make a link. If folks want to take the course, I can even say, click the link here if you're interested in the course. So I can monetize the blog post. Now I want to bring tons of value in the blog. I want the blog to be an ending. I don't want them to feel like it's an advertisement. I don't want my readers to feel like, oh, she's just advertising her course, So I want the blog to bring value to the reader. I want them to feel that if all they did is read the blog, they got something out of it that they can use. They got information that they can say, that was very useful. I'm really happy I read that. That's information I can use. But then if they go, you know what, I do think I want to go deeper, I'm going to go back and click on that course and take the course. But that's a way that you can monetize your blog, is by having a course or a mastermind or a masterclass or whatever it is that you want to do. But make sure that you bring tons of value in the blog itself. That if that's the ending, if that's all the further your reader goes, they walked away feeling good about reading your blog, that they got some value from that. Is that helpful? But you can, the sky is the
Yes.
limit. You can create as much or as little as you want. Okay, questions or comments about click ads or creating actual digital products? And again, if any of you are interested in creating digital products, like a masterclass or a course or a mastermind or whatever, a challenge, a 5-day challenge, or, maybe you're going to write about health and wellness and do a 5-day challenge. Anybody wants to join our 5-day challenge, click here. And you can monetize the blog post that way. Okay. Now, I want to show you what that looks like. And I know we're at the top of the hour, but I want to show you what that looks like. This is my website. It's on Teachable. You can see right here. It's the Kathy Bender International Academy on Teachable. And you can see here, there's my story. Here's where you can get the entire academy for one low price. By the way, for those of you that are listening, it's $25 a month. And that gets you all of the masterminds and replays and all that. But here's where I want to show you. See, if you click on health and wellness, here's how I can monetize. See, here's my link up here. I can go right to this URL. If I want to blog about health and wellness, I can then bury that URL right there into my blog post. And when folks click on it, they get this page. And so here is, we have a free meetup, then a course only, which I haven't published yet, but you see it's on there so folks can see it. And then here is a mastermind and course bundle. And these have not published yet. See, it says coming soon. But you see how I can monetize a blog post by using this URL right here. And it takes them right to these products and services. So here's my real estate. I'm a little deeper into the real estate. And so those have already launched. And so here is the free meetup. Here is the course only. Here is the mastermind and course bundle. And this is the one that Centauria was talking about. Here is the short-term rentals. It's the ins and outs of opening a B&B, guest house, Airbnb, VRBO. And again, here's the free meetup, the course only, the mastermind and course bundle. So you can see how all I need to do, if somebody says, well, I'm interested, or if I talk about real estate, like, hey, I just bought another property, I'm so excited, and we're going to turn this one into VRBO, I can bury this URL in that verbiage within my blog post. And then if somebody goes, oh, and they click on that, it brings them to this page. You see how that works? And then we have entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. And this is the Build a Better Business. This is the one we were talking about, creating those digital offers. And again, free meetup, course, mastermind. And then here is where we're creating masterminds, masterclasses. And again, the free meetup, the course, the mastermind. So that comes under the entrepreneurs. And just briefly, then we have the authors and writers. And here's the one for publishing. And here's where we are today under the bloggers, and we're under the free meetup today, right here. And then last but not least is the networking and connecting. And this is all about just making connections and networking. So it just gives you an idea of how you can monetize what you're doing. And you just need a platform. So here's what I want to say to you before we go today. If your intent is to create any kind of a course or a mastermind or a free meetup or anything where you want a platform to park it on, you might consider where you're going to put your blog post so that you're not buying several platforms. So if you have a thinking that you want to create your own products, let's say even if you're going to make candles, and you want to have a platform where you can connect your blog to the platform where your products are. Does that make sense? And there's some platforms out there that are all in one, that you just buy one and you can put all of it together in one platform. And all I'm saying in this section of my talk today is to just do a little forward thinking about where, dream big, think about where you might want to end up with this thing. And if you do think you might want to end up with creating a place to, and I'll show you for Centauria, because she's got some books. If you think you're going to have more stuff on your platform, and I'm going to go back to my home page, you want to create a platform where you can kind of put it together. And so here is, again, remember I named my platform Freestyle Living. And so I have complimentary calls, free meetups, courses, masterminds, one-on-one coaching, and then tribe trips. Because remember, I love traveling just as much as Centauria does. And so I even have my tribe trips. So as you come down the page, I make it super simple. Like step 1, attend a free meetup. That's what you all are doing today. Step 2, you can buy the course. Step 3, you can join the mastermind. Don't forget the course comes with it. Step 4, you can do one-on-one coaching if you want. Step 5, you can go with us on our tribe trips. And then I segue into marketing. Who am I? And how can you read more about me? Here's my books. So for Centauria, so you could have a platform where you can include your books right on your platform. Here's my podcast, and here's my blog. So you can add all of that, and all of my writing here, it's all about freedom, changing how you think. It's all about mindset and just changing how you think. And then how do I give back? Here is my calendar, so you can click through. We have a speakers cabinet where once I interview somebody, I actually add them to our cabinet to help promote them. And we also donate around the world to make impacts around the world on fresh water and housing and education and all those things. And then some of you have given me some wonderful reviews, which I put there, and then my certifications at the bottom. And then finally at the very bottom, and don't forget this, if you're going to create this, make sure you have a terms of service and a privacy policy. Here's what I want to tell you today. Save this URL. It's the Kathy Benner International Academy. Go to the home page and feel free to click through on my terms and my privacy, and you can copy those over into a Word document and then make them your own. Take my name out, put your name in, but it gives you a template. So if you guys go, oh, I do need a terms or a privacy just for some legal reasons, I'll say it this way. Feel free to steal mine. I'll give you permission. Because that's a tough one when you're starting. You're like, what do I put there? I don't know what should go there. And so mine are already kind of polished up, but just be sure that you make it your own. And then I do have a link here where you can contact me at any time. So hopefully this is helpful. It gives you some idea. And again, I'm not trying to twist your arm to join any of my stuff. I just wanted you to see how I put it all together on one platform. And I'm using Teachable because again, education is kind of my jam. And so the Teachable platform was the right one for me. It may not be the right one for you, but it was the right one for me. Yes, Centauria, question. She had her hand up, but again, her mic.
I'm sorry.
There you go. There you go.
I think you just answered my question though. You're using Teachable to get that organized platform so that you can get that. That's what my question was. So you answered it. Thank you.
Now there's 1,000,001 platforms out there, and you can just do a Google search on what is the best platform. But you have to almost, and I know this is tough when I said start first and clarity comes second. You have to almost project yourself out into the future and say, where do I want to end up? And then reverse engineer that. Unlike me, who opened All About Nails and then 2 weeks later hired a hairstylist. You want to go out there and say, what do I want my life to look like? And not what you want your blog to look. What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my life to look like? And as I'm working 80% on me and 20% on the push to get things done, where can I reverse engineer that so that when I start, I don't hit the ceiling too soon? and say, oh, I wished I would have had a bigger platform. Oh, I wished I would have had a broader name. Oh, I wished I would have included this because this is what I'm loving now that I've started down that path.
So the prices vary, like Teachable, you have to pay to set up this platform, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
And so,
I'm
so budget is a part of it. You have to decide how much you want to budget, you know, to put towards something like this. Now, I am using HostGator for my blog.
yeah,
And my HostGator is like $3 and some odd cents a month.
yeah.
And again, I'm gonna share my screen again. This is, I'm going backwards up my home page, and I'm coming up here to my blog. This is the blog. And in Teachable, it doesn't even let me have a link. I can only click on the picture. So I even typed there when I created my platform, click the picture. And so you click the picture and it'll take you right out of Teachable and into this URL right here. And this is my freestyleliving.net, and it is on HostGator. And so this is what my blog post looks like. And the latest blog was Unleash the Positive Vibes and How to Amp Up. So when you click on a blog, and it's opening here, when you click on a blog, this one I wrote at the end of October. And again, with Centauria in mind, we're talking about raising our vibration level. You know, it's all about mindset and that sort of thing. And so anyhow, I wrote, because that's where my head was that day. And under freestyle living, it fits. So I wrote all about positive affirmations and mindful magic, and it's all about mindfulness. And then what I did is connect with me. I put my link tree right there. And so when you click on that, it automatically takes you right to my link tree. And then again, what I said earlier on, and this is all in the Build a Better Business program, is your storytelling is your marketing. And so I even, for lack of a better way to say it, I even dumbed it down a little bit and put, you gotta read this first, Kathy's story, because I wanted folks, because remember, my storytelling is my marketing. Folks aren't going to connect with me until they know my story. If they, you know, if I say, oh, I've got these courses and I travel around the world, and they're going to say, well, good for her, you know, yeah, glad she can do that, because they can't really connect unless they know where I came from. And they're not going to really connect with you until they know where you came from, until they know what your struggles are. That's what's going to make your readers connect, is you being authentic. And your storytelling is your marketing for your readers to find you. Okay, it's your story is what's going to make them stay. That's what's going to make them stick and want to come back. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Questions, comments?
That's great. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. Very good information.
Thank you so much. We're past the hour. I apologize if you gals have other things you have to get to today. I get that. But I want to go around the room one last time. And if you could pick one big aha moment, something that you went, wow, that's huge in my world, what would be your biggest aha? And
you probably already know mine.
Okay, Centauria, let's start with you. What is your biggest aha?
You gave it to me, getting there. Okay, you gave me my thread, so that was my aha moment. You helped me thread the pieces of all this sorted things and mental things that were going on in my mind. So you helped me. You gave me the needle so I can pull the threads together. How's that?
Good. Now remember, in Centauria, you'll get this, just 2% today. Just work on yourself, push only about 20%, work on yourself 80%, and just do 2% more today toward that blog than you did yesterday.
That's great. That's what I'll do. Thank you.
And let it compound over time.
I appreciate that.
All right. Carolyn, what is your aha moment today?
I would say the same thing. I like the way that you wove all those pieces for Centauria together into a common area. That I like that a lot. That helped.
Okay, perfect. Sylvia, what was your aha moment today? It'll take her a minute to unmute there. Deb, let's go with you and we'll circle back to Sylvia.
Mine was basically the same thing because I've got these 4 pages written out with all these different names, and I'm trying to think, okay, then somehow those 4 pages must fit together. So now I just got to figure out the name for
All right.
everything wrote together.
Well, talk to me real quick. What do you have a topic on the top of each of the 4 pages?
Basically, it's just about living life, and interweaving it between work and home life and family and profit as far as ringing through on my work. So it's kind of all over the place. I'm thinking, okay, somehow this all twines. I didn't think it did until you started talking. I'm thinking each page I wrote really has some kind of connection. So it's like I was thinking smaller. Now I'm starting to think bigger.
Okay. My Messy Life by Deb Clunch.
It's been an adventure.
Okay. My Adventures by Deb Clunch. Don't overthink it. Make it something super simple. It could be, Life's Adventures or My Messy Life, or, play around with that.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of real estate stories too that go in there.
Okay.
That really kind of pulls in with everything else. So,
Okay.
like you said, that 2% each day, I didn't think about that. And I think we get so tied up in things that we want to do it now. And the older you get, the more you push. It's like, okay, I gotta hurry. I'm thinking, no, I can still do 2%.
Yep, just do 2%. Because what happens when we hurry, when we're pushing 80% and working on ourselves only 20%, what happens is nothing really ever gets launched. It never really happens because you're pushing, you get burned out, you put it on the back shelf, you're like, oh, I don't have time to finish that, so I won't even start it. And the next thing you know, it just gets pushed off of the back of the shelf. And so by working on yourself and just spending 2%, I just want to get 2% more of this done today. You actually end up getting more done than pushing too hard. But I like the whole idea of a lifestyle blog, Deb, because you've got with the family and the job and you're such a giver that I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that you need to have the word giver or giving or something tied in to your title because you are such a giver.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I would think something, play around with that maybe, and just an overarching lifestyle blog of, giving inside my messy world, or giving in a messy world, or, just but play around with that because it is a lot coming at you. And I understand the real estate piece is nothing is the same in real estate. Every deal is different. Every deal has its own quirks and problems and questions and so it's always messy. Very few real estate deals are cut and dry. They're all a little bit messy somehow.
And it's changed drastically now, really drastically. So
I get that. Now, I want to say one last thing, and then I'm going to give Sylvia a chance to share if she wants to. But the one last thing is, once you come up with your name, go out and Google it and make sure somebody else isn't already using it. Just go out and search the internet with all of your name variations and pick one that somebody else isn't already kind of using. And I'll give you an example. When I started the guest house, we decided we wanted it to be kind of a Gatsby theme. And if you put in the Great Gatsby, I would end up on page 5,000, because there's all these Great Gatsby books and Great Gatsby parties and clothing and, and on and on and on. And so, my guest house would be on, the 5,000 pages back and nobody would ever find me. And so I just sat down with the Great Gatsby book and started pulling out phrases out of the book. And I came up with the Carraway guest house after Nick Carraway, because he was the narrator of the Great Gatsby. And so we are now the Carraway guest house. And guess what? I'm on page 1. Right above Carraway seeds.
Great.
And so all I'm saying is play around. Once you come up with your name, don't think it's carved in stone until you kind of Google it out and make sure that somebody else isn't using something similar that you're always having to then try to overcome. Like, you know, I'm getting there, but I'm not the getting there that says this. I'm the getting there that says that. So you don't want to have to do that every time you tell somebody about your blog, you know. Or I'm the Caraway Guest House. I'm not the Caraway one in California. I'm the Caraway one in Ohio. So you want to make sure that your name is unique enough that it's just you. Okay, Sylvia, did you have any aha moment today that you want to share? Not sure if she's in a place to unmute there. I just want to say thank you for everyone being on today. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you found value in what I brought today. I hope it has inspired you to take your next step and to take action first, get clarity second, just do 2% better each day, and spend about 80% of your time just being a better you, because it'll come through in your writing. And we'll see everyone next time.
Thank you. Yes, this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have
See you later.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.